Phimosis, right?
Yeah, even the ones
The foreskin grows over the end of the penis and traps the penis, and that's why you want children circumcised. Do you know what another remedy for that situation is? If you masturbate at all, it fixes that problem. But religion comes in and says you can't masturbate, so then you end up with this problem of phimosis, where the foreskin grows together over the end of the penis because you're not using it correctly throughout your life. The religion caused that problem, okay? Phimosis is not an indication for circumcision, and it has been removed from the medical literature. Now there's no medical indication for circumcision. You can masturbate instead of having sensitive parts of your penis cut off. And get this, furthermore, you're talking about adults. Adults have free will. They can choose to do stuff to their own body if they want. If they want to pierce it, if they want to cut it, whatever, tattoo it, that's their business. But to do it to a baby, because you think them masturbating is a sin, so to prevent phimosis, you need to cut parts of their penis off. That just shows you where religion takes you against logic. We're going to tell people don't masturbate, and that's going to cause a problem with their penis. We're going to say mutilate the penis and do it to them as a baby so they can't fight back and be involved in the process.
Let me ask you one question.
And you said you were a physician, right? Like an MD, not a religious degree, a medical doctor.
Medical doctor, but...
So you agree that masturbation is an effective treatment for phimosis?
I don't know.
You don't know, but you would, but you recommend men. You said just a minute ago. You sent men.
No, because they kept, because it wasn't even that the penis was trapped. These were sexually active men, as best I know. It's just the fact that it was the smegma.
Yes, I know what smegma is.
Yeah.
I've had girls complain about it. Yeah, I've stretched out an artificial foreskin enough that I get smegma buildup too, even though I was horribly cut and spent years. I had an adhesion, so for 13 years I had painful erections, and the skin would tear and rip on its own, and I didn't know about masturbation. And then once I learned to masturbate, I stretched it out ridiculously so that it's like an artificial foreskin. So I just went through all that pain and suffering, all that trauma, all the years and years of mental and physical pain.
Right.
And then the result is it looks mostly like a slightly fucked up, scarred, uncut penis, and I still get the smegma issue. So I don't get that advantage of not having smegma buildup, and I did pay a horrific blood price. And the real reason is because someone heard in their head, the angels told them that God would be happy if they mutilate the genitals of babies.
Well, rather than you may be, I don't even know how to. This is what I'm interested in.
And that's one issue. We got subjugation of women,
Lawrence,
silencing.
by the way. What's your name, sir?
Wood, Mr. Wood.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah.
Mr. Wood. Let me just ask you one question. Do you believe there is a God?
No.
No.
I understand too much about the universe.
No,
Your idea of a God is small and puny to me.
How is it that all this stuff came into being?
I understand, that's the point. From the moment of what you would call the Big Bang to now, I understand the physics involved with all of that and clearly see how the universe formed.
Right.
The bigger question to me is why the universe formed. I also know that. I've also figured that out. And what it is let's say there is a God or any creature that is immortal. Okay, if you're immortal, if you're going to live forever, your biggest sin is boredom, because you've seen it all and done it all. And the only way you can get new entertainment is to do something dramatic, like create a universe and let life evolve, let the life create culture, and eventually the culture is going to produce art and drama and all this.
Right.
So any infinite being, I'm not saying it's God that did this, I'm saying it's a race of immortals. Okay, imagine an alien civilization reaches immortality and they're bored, so they build supercomputers to run simulations. And our universe is one of these simulations.
Well,
one of
where
many.
did those alien creatures come from?
It's turtles all the way down, man. It's stair stacks. It's
someone had to create them.
Another immortal race created
and who
them.
created them?
Another immortal race.
And
it's infinite. That's the point. We are approaching that level of technology.
That doesn't make logical sense to me.
Yes, it does.
Because
I'm quoting from the famous mathematicians and physicists. I'm not making this up myself.
I understand. It does not make sense to me that
if you live forever, you want to see something new, so you create something that in and of itself can create. And that's the whole basic principle. It's in it cascade. This, we don't know that there is death. Here's another possibility
I see
for
death
you.
all the time.
Hold on. Here's another possibility for you. What if one of the alien recreations or pastimes is to have new experiences by living the life of a person in a world? So what if you're inhabited, so to speak, by the soul or whatever you would call it,
Right.
the intellect of an alien, right?
Right.
So when you die, it's like finishing a round in a video game. You're immortal. You get to play again. You're going to go do another life in another scenario over and over. And if this isn't true, if there is no being that is immortal and decided to create the multiverse out of boredom, then nothing's immortal and there is no God. You can't convince me that this, if there's any such thing as immortality, if there is any entity that has truly lived forever and will live forever, there is a multiverse. And the only thing we need to do in this universe is to learn the laws of physics. Use the laws of physics to make tools.
Right.
Use those tools to make art. That is the entirety of our purpose and what will make the gods happy. Butchering baby penises doesn't make God happy. Music, plays, painting, sculpture, art, things that will entertain them. Movies. Like, look how much money we spend on movies and how blessed movie stars are with money and stuff. Like, they're the highest.
I got a walk sign. Mr. Wood, it's been good talking to you.
Clearly, I'm passionate about this. Thank you for your time. Oh, guy, he says he's an actual medical doctor, and he was talking about how he has sent men for infections in their penis because of the smegma buildup around the end of their penis. Do the research. There's no medical indication for circumcision. Years ago, he's a gray hair, but 60s, I believe. Man, it's been a lot. I did do a lecture at this university, but it's been 20 years, so, you know. Not 20 years, fucking 12. Hold on, I'm giving myself, I'm feeling old. So people get told that masturbating is a sin, and they don't masturbate enough, and then it leads to phimosis. You can just masturbate, and that will fix the problem. That's it. It's look in the medical literature. The medical community gets together and decides these things, and they decided to remove that as indication for circumcision. The medical, global, unified medical stance is there is no medical indication for circumcision. But it makes God happy, and that's why we do it. And that's just one example. Women, subjugating women, killing gays, flat earth, creationism, it's all religion, okay? These people are selling a cure for a problem they invented. We can just ditch the religion, use logic and reason to make laws. Empathy, use empathy to make laws, like don't kill, don't rob, you know, stuff like that, and have a wonderful society like that. And I know the true secret. The reason the immortals don't just give us the tech and make everything perfect is 'cause the second you touch that point, the second you can get your consciousness preserved immortally in a machine, you're one of the gods. And you're going to start acting just like them. You're going to be bored. You're going to stop making new. So the point is our journey to that level of supreme technology. And if you want to see good and evil, the evil is the ones holding us back from progressing. And the good are the ones fighting forward to the finish line of all humans being immortal and no one ever dying again. The real afterlife to the, as far as we know, the heat death of our universe, which is scales of trillions of years. Religion for suckers.